The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Wednesday, November 8th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is offering new users $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Once again, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time has last minute tickets, lowest priced guaranteed. Use the promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Krog from Loyola Chicago Ramblers, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride. Shout out to the Broad Stop. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Welcome to the college basketball experience. Whiskey's working. All right. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to take down. Shout out to Joe Flo in the chat. He goes, Ball State money line. Oh shit. Sorry. Wrong show. Yeah, we hit that. Maction college football stuff. Went 2-1 on my Maction picks. Check out the college football experience. But we got a lot to talk about with college hoops. Big day today. A lot of I thought fun games. And we have a lot, the good, the bad, the ugly. That should be the name of this episode. Look, you're probably wondering who the hell you're listening to, and that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
I can tell you one thing. It's great to have back-to-back nights of hoops, mixing in some action college football. I love it. I love what I do. Even if there's a couple of embarrassing moments. Look, I am joined by my co-host. He loves what he does as well. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. The host of the Big 12 college experience, the host of the Ryan and Rush show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. And you mentioned it. I was more than happy to punch my couch a time or two on a couple of bad beats because it meant college basketball was back and we had action. I mean, what a great night in America. I mean,
fantastic.
You got action, you got college basketball. Who needs all that other bullshit like the NBA?
Oh yeah. Fuck the NBA. Let's go. All right, Maction, a game in Muncie, Indiana. Come on, who's gonna? Even though I guess it was in DeKalb tonight, but you know what I mean. Maction in general, incredible. I mean, by the way, we always get like 5 YouTube comments saying enough of the reacting. Just get to the picks.
It's like
look, we appreciate you watching. We do. But we love college basketball first. All right. Like we love handicapping games. We think we're good at it. Records, history says we're good at it, but we like talking college basketball. So you think I'm going to lose any sleep when I tell you this? Fuck you if you think we're not going to recap the night before. All right.
Colby, I want to touch on that too. I think it's important that you have to touch on it. You have to talk out what happened, why this team covered, why this team didn't cover, how we think of that team going forward. It's not just flip a coin and pick a fucking game. I mean, what are we, a bunch of kindergartners? Like, hey, give me my candy now.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
If you don't want to listen to the recap, skip to the games at the end. It's not that hard.
Or go fucking hire a fucking pick service. Let me know how that treats you. All right.
Yeah. No doubt.
Let's get to recapping. But before we do that, I want to tell you folks out there that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Bet365. Yes, Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook, trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. Props, sides, totals, live betting. Bet365 has you covered, folks. And if you like boost, you're going to love Bet365, like a 30% profit boost on your same game NFL parlays, folks. What are you doing? Plus, they even have an early payout offer if your team goes up 17 points. Sign up today. Choose from 2 bonus offers, either $1,000 first bet safety net, or bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Just head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. Problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, college football. Simply pick higher or low on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in, essentially. So watch along, make picks, and maybe make a little extra cash on Underdog's mobile app or website, UnderdogFantasy.com, when you sign up with the promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Noah, do you want to talk about props?
Yeah, I'm going to give out a prop here today. Mackenzie Mbako, speaking of like talking about what happened during games, Indiana, once again, like I was all over this. They struggled out the gate here tonight against Florida Gulf Coast. They pull Mbako and they ran a small ball lineup. So Mbako only played 18 minutes. He came under or lower than the 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So now the props on the show are 1-1. And today, for this show, this might be a theme every night. There are not many props out because, again, I was handicapped yesterday to only being able to pick a team that I didn't really like coming into the season. I'm, again, only able to pick from Mississippi State props tonight. Colby and I
don't you shit on my Bulldogs.
Colby and I just handicapped this team, and we both agreed that this player is their key offensive cog in their scheme, especially without Tolu Smith here for the first 2 months. Andrew Taylor, the transfer, higher than 13.5 points. We think he's probably going to be the leading scorer here for the first 2 months. Like that pick a lot.
Yeah, and folks, I can't recommend this enough. I mean, as someone that loves DFS or something, a lot of times you see the NFL, the NBA has got the props. College kind of lacks that, but this is what Underdog Fantasy does. So remember, promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. All right, we are back on the college basketball experience. Jacksonville State, don't they have Dub V on deck? I think they played Dub V
next week.
Okay.
Ray Harper's a good coach.
They Freshka. I'm just going to call them Freshka. Freshka lost by 50 to Jacksonville State in the early morning game. But let's spend a second on this because I didn't watch any of Jacksonville State Freshka, to tell you the truth. I was doing some content, but I did watch Indiana, Florida Gulf Coast. We cover with FGC. Shout out to Larry Lamar. This game went down to the wire pretty much. I mean, I felt like Indiana kind of pulled away 3-minute mark, but I mean, I don't remember if I think you were higher on the Hoosiers than perhaps myself, but what'd you make of the Hoosiers in general?
Yeah, and we touched on it. They had 4 new starters. They struggled. I mean, it was pretty apparent that they struggled. It was good to see Xavier Johnson back out there. I thought he played pretty well, made some big time plays. Khalil Ware, but Also, I thought Gulf Coast looked the part too, and I thought that they were right there to win that game, and they controlled the tempo till about the 10-minute mark, and then Indiana finally pulled away a little bit, but had to hold on. I mean, they had some big time turnovers at the end too, where maybe they're going to struggle against pressure in the future.
I'm excited to see how Gulf Coast does in the A-Sun. I mean, that guy Zach Anderson.
Yeah.
He could ball. I was impressed. I mean, this is kind of what I thought of Indiana. Now I know I don't want to overreact and say, well, they're not going to contend in the Big Ten, but to me, they look like a team that kind of didn't know their identity. Now maybe that happens, periodically, when you're replacing so many players and then you find a rhythm to who you are. But great game. I enjoyed that game, and great home atmosphere. That's the one thing I love about, after watching those games in Vegas the past 2 days, or both those games yesterday in Vegas, is seeing some of these environments. Bloomington was rocking. It was good environment. JMU Michigan State game rocking. App State took care of Oakland City. Shout out to that. My boy, Fran Dunphy, getting it done. We should have locked this.
It was a
Battle of
dog,
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Battle of this was actually like one of my favorite. I think I hit on this last night, but I like watching like city battles, right?
Yep.
Like I kind of seek them out. You know what I mean? Like when I looked at the card to watch games today, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to watch Drexel LaSalle. It's got to be on a screen. Fran Dunphy gets it done. This was kind of a back and forth game.
Yep.
It was tied up at halftime, if memory serves me correct, and it was just kind of back and forth. But Dunphy found a way to get the dub. The Explorers exploring life undefeated 1-0, and I'm excited to watch. I think Fran Dunphy was he pushed out the door at Temple? That's the only thing I can deduce to that from that. And they've been asked ever since then. He made the NCAA tournament, I think his final year there. Or if not that, then the year before. It was the play-in game. But
they lost to Belmont. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's such a good fucking coach. He can get the maximum out of his roster. I'm excited to watch the Explorers moving forward. And I actually think we've seen some A10. The A10 was ass last year.
Mm-hmm.
Bob McKillop's gone. VCU doesn't look like VCU. Dayton has underachieved. Travis Ford's underachieved. When you add all that shit up and you're like, hey, you got Fran Dunphy. Stranger things can happen, man. Stranger things can happen. I'm excited to watch them throughout the year. What'd you make of this game?
Yeah, and we were high on Drexel in the preseason, so this was a great win. I think they said it was the first time the road team had won in like 10 years, and I'm like, well, it's not really a road game, but I get what you're saying. I mean, great atmosphere. Always good to see those Philly teams play. I was higher on this guy and another guy that I know very well in the A10 it has a track record of winning. It's year number 2 in the system. And I think we're going to see these bottom teams in the A10 take a jump this year. Not to overreact, but I like what I saw in both their openers.
Yeah. So we didn't bet this one either. Maryland, though, did not cover against Mount St. Mary's. Only won by 15. I went with the Terps. I think you went Mount St. Mary's there, right?
I did, and I actually think they're pretty decent. They did the transition into from leagues last year. Now they're year number 2 in the MMAAC. So I think they're going to be better, man. I think this is a decent team.
Shout out to Benedict Dantold. I believe he was at that game. Terps, they got the win. Ball State beat the piss out of Goshen.
Mm-hmm.
Kennesaw State took care of Oakwood. We need to dedicate 10 minutes to this one because, all right, if you want the low key on why we locked this game up, the card didn't have a lot of games that I loved. Pre-episode last night, I was saying I need to find a few other games I want to bet on. We had kind of talked about this on a preview. I don't want to blame it all on Noah. because I think I thought the same. But I'll tell you this: as I was live last night and I pulled up the records the previous 2 years, I kind of started to have a feeling, but I'd already bet the game. Yeah. I was like, we might get fucked up here. Lemoyne lost by 37 to Georgetown.
Oh man!
And I'm a Hoya fan. Lemoyne looks like I could play for Lemoyne. I'm 40.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a rec league team right there. How many? We got to put them on the auto fade list.
Yeah, unless they're catching like 50. I mean, even still. But you know what? We ate shit on this, but I will say, I will still make this bet every time because last year we did it with Queens, we did it with Southern Indiana, we did it with the Tommies. Everybody that transitioned up, they got big wins or they got big covers, and some even on the money line. This team they're not even close to those teams. So, hey, we ate shit on the opener. We saw it. I will not be betting them for a long, long time. That team's awful. I can search the power forward. I'm telling you, that was awful.
On Friday, they're at Villanova. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, my apologies. I mean, I had several people DM me, "What the fuck, Dundee?" Look, this is the part of gambling. But I mean, look, I saw someone else mention this in the chat. I kind of hinted at this when I went through their records the past 2 years, and I was like, wait a second, they weren't even good in D2. Why are they making the jump? Someone just gave them a big bag of cash and just said, fuck it, go for it. I could respect it. They look really bad.
They had no athleticism. I mean,
dude,
they couldn't shoot.
I shit you not. I've told this story before on this. I was in a comedians league through the Comedy Store here in LA. And we played a team. I think it was slightly rigged, right? We played a team. I thought one or two of them were comics. The rest, I know one of the guys dropped like 70 on us. We lost by 96 fucking points. I asked this guy after the game, because it was the most embarrassing experience of my life. This guy played for Iowa State. So I was like, oh, fuck, right? But that was a rec league team. They also had a big man who was like late 30s, but he played at Portland, right? So we got really fucked up. I mean, just completely destroyed. I was on this team and it was kind of just thrown together with a bunch of comics. I would say there was about 2 or 3 players that have actually played basketball. The rest were kind of like soccer players that it just looked like they never played basketball. It was I checked myself out of the game, late second quarter. I'm like, fuck this, or second half. I'm like, fuck this. The ref, this old black guy was fucking hilarious. He's like talking to me. He's like, man, I've been doing this shit a long time. I don't know. I've never seen some shit like this. Right. And I'm like, yeah, me too, man. Get me off this fucking court. Tee me up, kick me out of this fucking game. Do whatever you got to do. He was cracking me up. It was a very embarrassing performance. The fucking team was taking selfies with the fucking scoreboard. I actually had this thought. I don't consider myself extremely dirty, but the dude that I was guarding that played at Iowa State, he was so wet. He was so fucking wet. Even like the times I would get like this close to him, he would bury it. I had a moment where I said, I got to punch this guy in the face. And I didn't do it, but I was like, I think the best chance for us to stay in this game is for me to punch this guy in the face. And I didn't do it, but I was thinking like, as it was like 70 points or 60 points and my team wouldn't listen to me. I wanted to do 4 corners. They wouldn't listen to me. One of the more humiliating experiences. But anyway, that rec league team, better than Lemoyne. I'll put money on that. I'll fucking put money on that. Anyway.
What do we do with Georgetown? You can't really. I mean, they got Holy Cross on Friday. I kind of want to take Holy Cross. I think everybody's going to overreact. I think Georgetown's good.
Is Holy Cross any good though? Yeah.
They almost beat Siena.
I know they came back. Yeah. They were down early. They came back, but
we'll see. We'll see what that number is.
Yeah. Eastern Kentucky beat the hell out of West Virginia Tech, not Virginia Tech. Let's get to your boy. You lock this one up.
Oh yeah, play it.
UMass. Frank Martin, Mac's old boss. 21-point win against the Great Danes of Albany. Yeah, we should have. We should have bet this. We should. I mean, I know you did. I'm saying me and Noah should have backed you on this. We were cowards. I apologize.
It's all good.
Should have followed you here, as the Great Danes haven't felt, really had a good basketball team in a long time. So, Western Carolina took care of Dalton State. Next up, so we ate shit on Lemoyne, and we ate shit here, and this one hurt because this one was the right side. Slick Rick Pitino. They're up 24. I'm watching this with I have my wife watching this with me, and I'm like, oh, they're up 24 right here. We're good. We got this. Of course. No. It was 24 points, I think, with 4 minutes left.
I think it was 25.
Yeah. Stony Brook actually cut it down to 14. At one point, it was 14 with like a minute left. We were on the right side. We lost. Yep. I'm sorry you lost money. This is gambling. All right.
There's one other one that was absolutely brutal that we'll get to as well.
Yeah. I'll say this though. Kind of impressed with Rick Pitino's St. John's. What do they call themselves now? The Red fucking Storm. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be a little player in the Big East, buddy.
We'll see. They got some good teams. I saw Creighton tonight too, and UConn last night. I was like, holy shit, these two teams are pretty damn good again.
We'll see. Michael Crichton always fades.
Marquette.
Yeah, we'll see about Marquette, preseason favorite.
Hey, Noah's asking for my input on Frank and UMass. Real quick on Frank and UMass. I guess I forgot to talk, but I thought they looked more athletic than last year. They looked longer, faster. So I like this team. I think Frank's got a couple more of his guys in there. Got that roster looking not like South Carolina, obviously. He went to a Final Four there, but I think they're going to compete. They're going to be in the middle of the pack of the A-10 and be competitive.
You got Dumfrey. You got
good coaches.
I'm telling you, man. I like this. I like this.
Fucking VCU, the neighbor's gonna have a long year over here. We talking shit all year.
St. Thomas, Texas got blasted by the Rice Owls. Rice Owls were kind of a darling of mine last year. What the fuck is going on in Nashville?
Man,
Jerry Stackhouse. I was like saying, man, I don't know about maybe they should fire him. Last November, I was saying that. At the end of the year, I was like, no, they need to re-sign him. Yeah, there's momentum building here in Nashville. Presbyterian.
Who they
goes into Nashville? Grambling got him last year.
Yeah, Southern Miss. Yeah.
Presbyterian night one walks into that ridiculous arena where you're like 30 feet back. They don't even fuck.
Awful.
How does Vanderbilt have that much fucking money, SEC money? You can't even get a normal basketball gym.
Yeah.
I mean, this was. I thought maybe they cover. I didn't think they would win the game outright. And even when you look at the box score, it's like, wait, okay. They had Jamari Harvey go for 13, Caleb Scott for 10, but I mean, it wasn't like one guy just smoking them. Shout out to the Blue Hose. All right. That's a huge win at an SEC school that was on the bubble, almost made the NCAA tournament a year ago. Jerry Stackhouse, what is this, year 4, year 5? I think it is something like that. If memory serves me correct.
5. Yep.
Whew. And Casey in the chat's got a good point. Yeah. And you can add Chris Mullen to that list. Jerry Stackhouse, Patrick Ewing, Juwan Howard, Penny Hardaway, Chris Mullen. I remember Clyde Drexler at Houston. Sometimes getting the old player. I mean, it's exciting for alumni, I'm sure. You think, oh, Patrick Ewing or Drexler. We went to the fucking championship with Drexler. Does Mike Woodson get a pass? A little bit. Because Indiana was asked twice. Before.
Yeah, he's been in the tournament both years.
I'll even say Penny might even get a little bit of a pass.
Penn, his team's so talented. They do always underachieve. No, Juwan had 2 lottery picks and the number 1 transfer and missed the tournament. No pass for Juwan Howard. They're better without him.
And Penny like got robbed, but remember he helped a player move. He paid like $3,000, and it's like NCAA came for him. I thought it was some bullshit personally.
Yeah.
And they like who was it? It was like a top 10 pick. I'm trying to remember who the fuck it was. Because he had to sit out the rest of the year. There was also a situation where he helped out someone while he was a high school coach, and then he didn't know he was going to be the next Memphis head coach. So when he became the next Memphis head coach, he's like, yeah, come here. And then I don't know. I'm going to give Penny a pass. Chris Mullen was ass. Patrick Ewing was maybe the fucking worst. Him or Drexler.
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, James Wiseman. It was James Wiseman. That's who it was. Yeah. Unbelievable. I did lock up the Iowa Hawkeyes against the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Easy money. I didn't have to sweat much at all in this one, man. North Dakota sucks ass.
By the way.
Yeah. North Dakota sucks ass. All right, they're on auto fade. For some reason I watched way too much North Dakota basketball last year. I remember last year being like, this is the worst team. And I think they played a lot of daytime games. That's what it was. So I was like, I keep watching this terrible fucking team. Iowa wins by what, 42.
It was the Tommies that kept beating their ass. That's why you were watching.
Yeah.
Tommies would fuck them up last year. It was great.
I want to say also like maybe Denver got them. I feel like I watched a few North Dakota games. Iowa looks legit. That was an easy one. Man, Northern Iowa, North Texas. First off, that's a jump ball.
It's a bullshit call.
That's a fucking jump ball, man.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch this was actually a really good game. North Texas wins 83-77 in overtime. I thought we got you at least think you're going to cover. What do we get? 4.5, 5?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
They lose by 6 in Denton. Yeah, Aaron Scott, big fucking game. Man, that was a tough beat. This was this is worse than St. John's probably, right? Because that was a jump ball, man. That was not a foul. You look at that replay, you're like, what?
And this was what makes college basketball so great. These two teams were so opposite of one another. North Texas, so athletic, physical. Northern Iowa, they're physical, but they're so disciplined with how they run their offense through the high post. And this is a great game. This was Bradley and UAB from last night. The Missouri Valley won the game last night. The American punched back and got tonight via the refs, unfortunately. But great games. Great game. Both those teams are good.
Yeah. I also ate a big old bag of shit. I think you did too on UNC Asheville. Now this one, I don't mind this one as much. You know what? I blame myself a little bit here on if you go back, which you would have to talk to NC Nick or Petty C because I wasn't doing a podcast. But I was always a huge Phil Martelli guy at St. Joseph's. When they had Marvin O'Connell, Delonte West, all those guys, that was my team, right? Like I one of the years I think I had them in the Final Four. They didn't go to the Final Four. They went to the Elite Eight. And I just think he's a very, very good basketball coach. In my opinion, if I was Michigan, I'd be like, hey, Juwan Howard, take the year off. That's my fault though, because they look super prepared. They look super. Pember still dropped 19, but he didn't play much. What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Michigan a lot of credit. We've seen multiple Big Ten teams struggle in these bye games early. Sparty loses last night. Indiana struggled tonight. Ohio State struggled. Rutgers lost to Princeton. Michigan held their own. Michigan looked apart. Pember was a non-factor. Obviously, he was in foul trouble. Dumbass fouls on his part. Really never had a shot. So public dog here tonight, and we went right into it. Good win for Michigan and Noah Bieniek.
I know. Noah, you can have the floor if you want, buddy, to talk about why you're the best, we're the worst.
Well, I didn't take the spread on Michigan either. I was hesitant to even give that out on the show last night because Pember, he played 20 minutes and put up 19 points. which is ridiculous. I thought they would be able to shut him down. He had 2 very bad defensive fouls on reach-ins. I mean, that you just can't do that. I thought it was actually pretty impressive from Josh Banks stepping up for Pember because he wasn't on the floor half the game. Banks actually shot the ball really well. He was 4 of 6 from 3, had 18 points tonight. So that was nice on the UNC Asheville part. For Michigan, we got what I was hoping for, which was Doug McDaniel completely took over. He looked amazing tonight. And Terrence Williams changed his shooting form, and it looked pretty good today. Last year, the issue was outside shooting. Today, we hit a shitload of threes. I don't know how many we hit, but it was we hit 12 of 26 today, which is just nuts. And if Terrence Williams is the guy this year, that's a big addition from last year. And then Comwell was outstanding. He's really, really fun to watch.
It's a shame you get Slick Rick in like a week, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Monday.
Michigan's playing a hell of a lot better than St. John's.
I thought St. John's looked good. I don't know about you guys. You guys came in with your negative. I cannot wait for that matchup.
Solid
all right?
fifth place team in the Big East.
Let's go. We'll see about that.
Michigan's playing like a solid, I don't know, middle of the pack Big Ten team. I'm afraid of just getting too high, but I'll say this. Colby mentioned it earlier, and I think Mac even teased it too. There were some Big Ten teams that struggled with mid-majors that were projected to win their mid-major conference. One of them happened to lose outright. Phil Martelli has more wins this season than a Hall of Fame coach in East Lansing.
Hey, Martelli should be a Hall of Fame coach. I don't give a shit.
I hope he is, but yeah. I'm just saying, like, when that team in East Lansing has expectations, they tend to crack a little bit. And same with Michigan. I mean, it's a fun little battle that we have between the two fan bases. This year we come in as low as can be.
Do you want to do a lock battle on the first Michigan game? I'll take Izzo.
We'll see.
You need to see a little more.
Noah Bieniek,
head coach for that game.
Noah Bieniek kind of sounding like this guy.
The best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that.
Nice win, buddy. All right,
it was good wins.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I know you guys like Ric Flair with the college experience. Did you see he came in and talked to Michigan football this week?
Of course,
how to embrace the heel character, I guess that was what they coined that as.
I'm of the opinion that everybody likes Ric Flair.
Yeah,
I actually think he might be the most likable human of all time.
Yeah. So we're backing Michigan against Penn State too, right?
He just drops.
I am. I don't know about Mac.
Hell yeah. Penn State's very does.
Let's go. Okay, so Colby no longer thinks that it's going to be a 3-way tie. I like it.
Aller was supposed to be better. When I watch Aller against any of the teams, really, I'm just like, no. Maybe in time, he's young. I don't want to shit on him all the way, but I'm saying, like, he definitely looks average to me.
All right. Sorry for translating it back to football. College basketball. Here we go.
All right.
Bieniek.
Michigan gets that dub. And by the way, I didn't even mention the buzzsaw hitting for me last night. I was too busy having fun. Shout out to Texas A&M. They're going to be my cash cow in the SEC. All right. Wyoming beat the piss out of Northern New Mexico. Texas A&M Corpus Christi looked good. Boise, blah, 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 blah. Game of the night, Auburn, Baylor. Holy shit. But first off, Pentagon. I love watching games at the Pentagon.
Lit,
it looks like the old Boston Garden. It did not look like Vegas the other day, even though it was a neutral site game. That place was packed. In my opinion, they should play like the fucking NCAA tournament games there. They should make that play as many games in that stadium as you can. The court looks awesome. It just reminds me of my childhood. This game was fucking bananas. First off, I totally watched this entire game and I thought there's no way that Baylor's going to win this game.
Yeah.
Down the stretch. And by the way, shout out to Terrell Furman Jr. who did sent me this message earlier. Dear Colby, Terrell Furman Jr., host of the NBA Game Like podcast. Here is an official notice. I appreciate everything you have done for me, bringing me in and really seeing more in me than I did in myself. But I have to lock battle you tonight on Auburn. This is a rule game where an unranked team is favored over a ranked team. So out of respect for the trend, I must enter this lock battle agreement. I shall see you on the College Basketball Experience post-game show. Yours truly, the villain, Terrell Furman Jr. Hey, buddy, where are you? All right, I know it's late on the East Coast. Late on the East Coast, but let's go. I will see you Saturday morning, Terrell Furman Jr. for the college football show, and you will have to answer to this madness because this game was insane. I really felt like this was an all like. I know JMU Michigan State was a banger last night, but this one seemed like a heavyweight fight in a way. You know, back and forth. I don't know. I mean, first off, Holloway, dog. I feel very good about my Auburn play in the SEC. Yes. No, I don't know if you feel better about Auburn now.
Little more nervous about the Auburn prediction. Yeah.
I had them, I think, higher up than most, and I feel all right about that. But down the stretch, and by the way, that was not goaltending. I'm glad they reversed that because that was a clean block. The fucking announcers were like, "No, it's goaltending by rule." I'm like, "What are you fucking talking about?" Baylor though, down the stretch, made the plays. RJ Dennis. I mean, this game was awesome. Go back and I'll be honest. I was actually thinking about putting it on again tomorrow morning in the office or in the studio because it was just a great game back and forth. Mac, your thoughts?
My first thought is how the hell is West Virginia going to beat Baylor? Because they're pretty damn. How good is Jacoby Walter, dog from Baylor, freshman? Yeah. He scores 30 against Auburn in his debut. I mean, I think that backcourt's going to get better and better with Nunn and Dennis. JTT was in and out, but I mean, Yvesse Missy, I can't pronounce his name, but I know he made a hell of a play on the inbounds play. And one thing about Auburn too, whether you're on that side or on the other side, the game is never over. So like if you're down 10, you're like, all right, we can bank in 3 straight threes. But if you're trailing them, you know they're going to have these fucked up turnovers, these fucked up shots. So overall, great win for us and the Big 12. Big 12 needed that. They couldn't drop back-to-back spotlight games, and that's what the Big 12 does. Just fucking wins and moves on.
He had to make it. He had to take it there. We
don't lose to the SEC. That's why we're giving them overrated ass Texas and Oklahoma.
There you go. Noah, I want your thoughts on this one because I thought this game was fucking awesome, man. I enjoyed. I wish they could play again right now and I'd watch it. What'd you make of this one?
100% agree. And I guess if you want my take on the game, first half, I thought Auburn, they were deploying like a half court press that Baylor was really struggling with, especially since Ray J. Dennis got into foul trouble, and he was in foul trouble basically the entire game. So yeah, I thought that was a huge piece of why the Tigers built a huge lead on the Bears. But yeah, it kind of was Auburn's game until it wasn't. Like under the final under 4 timeout is when Baylor kind of took over the game, and Misi was an absolute stud for the final 6 minutes of that game, offensively and defensively. But no, the reason why I slid in here is Colby. I don't know if you saw this interaction. Maybe some of the guys in the chat did too. Mac and I were talking to Terrell on Twitter today, and this might have spiked why he hit you up. Yeah. We literally said, like, he said that he needed a appearance or something like that. And I was like, we asked you for the first high major and never received a response. So he said he was on his deathbed.
Yeah, he was sick. He was sick. I heard that too.
But he couldn't text back when he was sick. So that's what I responded to him with. And I bet that might have triggered his text to you. And he's not on the show tonight.
No, well, he's gonna be on the show. Don't worry. We'll get him on the show.
He'll be on.
But I do find it hilarious that he's out right now, and we will have a conversation about that. But shout out to Terrell Furman Jr. Yeah, we all locked up Baylor, so that was easy peasy.
How many DMs did we get, by the way, on the live movement? Guys, I mean, I know it's like the first marquee game. The line's going to move from when we picked the show versus the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not always going to be on the right side of the line move. I will say 70% of the time we will be, but that's still our side. I mean, we're not Benedicting.
Yeah. Yeah. IPFW.
Outright.
This game was fun, man.
Yeah.
It looked like DePaul was going to, so IPFW trots into Chicago. Take on Tony Stubblefield and the DePaul Blue Demons.
Yeah.
Terry Cummings not walking through that door. Oh man, there was a point where DePaul went up like 4 or 5 minute mark. They went up like 5. And I was texting you guys. I said, man, we should have locked up IPFW, but I kind of thought at that point DePaul was going to hang on. But no, the Mastodons rally. This game was fantastic, and they get the win on the road in a bye game. Oh, this was a fun game to watch, man. IPFW, shout out to them. Now the question is, because I know me and Noah Bieniek, and I'm not sure if you were on that episode or not, Mac. Where we were kind of like, I don't know, IPFW lost a lot. They had a freshman hit a gigantic 3 in this game. Is it that? Are we still on pace with IPFW being not so good in the horizon, or is it just DePaul sucks ass?
I think it's more DePaul sucks ass. I mean, I'm kicking myself because I thought about it last night. I'm like, I should lock Fort Wayne, man. I had been fading all these bad high major teams, laying all these points, and for some reason I cowered it out of this one because I was like, Fort Wayne's not that good, but clearly, I mean, they punched them right in the mouth. They were up 15 early. DePaul, it's going to be a long year, guys. You guys and Vanderbilt, dumpster fires of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Florida A&M got rolled by Creighton, Michael Creighton. I was thinking about this. Why do we not lock this up? I watched Florida A&M a few times last year.
They're awful.
I don't even know if they count as D1 because they're that bad. Like,
Them and Lemoyne need to play.
you know which one that I thought you got fortunate with? I don't think Nevada should have covered. I was watching this game down to like the 2-minute mark, and I came, over here to record. This was a closer game than that final score. This was like a 4 or 5 point game. Yeah. Nevada still gets the cover somehow. I didn't bet this, but I'm just saying, like, I do believe, I feel sorry if you were on the Sac State side because I think that should have hit. That was the correct side. But Steve Alford gets the dub. I got to give my guy a shout out also, Loyola Marymount and Kelly LePepe, the greatest of all time. They took care of Westcliff, 109-68. And my final game, I did a lock here.
I joined you.
Yeah. Sparty, San Jose State, Tim Miles. Dude, they're going to be good again. 8-point win against UC Irvine there in San Jose. I hope you tailed me on that. So all in all, it was kind of, I think I was just a little bit up tonight, but obviously I had some lemons that we dealt out. Game balls. Let's go.
Oh, Big 12 Baylor Bears, man. That was a heck of a win. Grinding that thing out at the Pentagon. That place was on fire. Great win.
Game ball number 1 is Presbyterian. You went to the SEC and what a game. I mean, Presbyterian's enrollment is like nothing. I mean, I know Vandy's a private school too, but unbelievable. That's a big time win. Game ball to the Blue Hose. Who's your second game ball?
Fort Wayne. Get DePaul out of here. Let's go. Great win, guys.
Yeah. My second game ball, I am going to the Explorers of LaSalle. I think winning a little fuck you game in Philadelphia. Dumfrey starting off year 2. The ageless wonder getting it done. Give it up to the Explorers. Who's your third and final game ball?
Went back and forth on this one. I'm gonna go with Tim Miles, man. That was a heck of a win against a good UC Irvine team. Tim Miles and Sparty in another big win here.
Yeah, I got to give it to you. And then as much as I want to give it to St. John's, I'll give you and shout out to the Lionel Simmons talk in the chat. The L Train. I remember the L Train. He was a dog before those knee injuries. Michigan gets the final game ball. Phil Martelli had him looking fucking clean. So, shout out to that. All right, folks, let's jump into today's action. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Game Time. Look, buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be that stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater that is near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll be having at that very event. All right, and forget planning months in advance. What's that ever got anybody? All right, fucking I don't know. Bobby and Whitney planned months in advance. Look what happened to them. All right, Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. All right, get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. In fact, if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So, what are you doing, folks? Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use the promo code CFBX to get $20 off your first purchase. Once again, terms apply. Create that account. Redeeming code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. And by the way, Bobby Brown, I met Bobby Brown. Had a few drinks with Bobby Brown before. Very nice guy. So I was ad-libbing. Sorry to shit on you, Bobby. But, nice guy from my experiences. Anyway, let's continue on because we have a loaded slate. Sort of. Friday's the one I just can't wait for Friday. I'll put it like that. Tomorrow morning we have, 1:00 here in California in the Pacific. Fisher Price Toys is taking on Bryant. Yeah, we also have Maine. What is this school?
Maine Presque Isle.
Yeah, I'm getting an abbreviation here. Okay. And Brevard against Winthrop. Hey, it's basketball. Go check it out. Canisius heads to Syracuse, New York. Oh boy. Syracuse is laying 13.5. I don't have many locks. I can be talked into Syracuse minus 13.5.
I'm going to stay away from this as a lock, but I'm going to give out Syracuse. I'm going to pick Syracuse. I think they got a game under their belt. New coach, Brad Autry got the first one out of the way, and I think they roll here. I don't think Canisius is good at all.
I could check the picks page. I might bet this game. I'm looking for action. I'll tell you this on this card. I was like, I don't have a ton of action. I need more action. Time for some action, to quote the great Cypress Hill. Florida Atlantic, Loyola Chicago. Florida Atlantic's laying 5.5. This line stinks.
This is Courtney Love's
this
debut,
line stinks
baby.
like shit.
Oh man.
Give me the Ramblers. Give me the Ramblers. Something doesn't make sense.
Oh, Noah Bieniek's in the chat. I will lock up the Courtney Love Loyola Ramblers in Chicago. Sister Jean knocks off last year's Cinderella. She's been there, done that. Woo! She's gonna knock off the Cinderella from last year and say, I'm the real Cinderella. Let's go, Sister Jean.
Fuck it, I'm in. The line makes no sense. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's lock this thing up. Loyola, the Ramblers, minus the points at home. This is in Chicago too. Here, where's my music? Where's my theme music?
Loyalty, honesty will stay together through thick or thin. Friends forever will be.
Noah, the floor is yours.
You got to play the other music, specifically the lock battle music.
Oh, yeah. Taking the chalky side there, baby.
We got a battle. Day 3 college basketball battle. Noah Bieniek going up against Sister Jean. How could you?
All right, here's my angle on this one. The line opened up short. Elijah Martin's questionable for this game for Florida Atlantic. He was kind of the superstar during the NCAA tournament. I still think that I'm going to get good closing line value against the public that jumps in tomorrow saying, hey, there's a Final Four team going up against a team that was 10-21 a season ago. I still like Florida Atlantic to win this game. I think they can do it by 5 points. We're picking this one at 4.5, correct?
No, I see it at 5.5.
Oh, 5. Yeah. Okay, I think they can win it by 5 or more. I really do. I grabbed it at 4.5. I texted you when it opened at 5.5 that I was looking to get it. Got 4.5 somewhere else that I was looking. For me, it comes down to this. It's the season opener. I think they'll start Elijah Martin. They have like a week off after this game, so he'll have some time to rest up if he's a little banged up. But for me, it comes down to this. It's a coaching angle. I think Dusty May is a hell of a lot better of a coach than Valentine, Drew Valentine, Denzel's older brother. And it was kind of like a panic situation.
Is this more Michigan State?
No, not at all. It was kind of a panic situation for me handicapping this team in the preseason. They went into the portal and they completely retooled this team around Braden Norris. It's completely different to the Porter Moser years. I think they're changing their identity. I don't like it. Give me the Owls -5.
Greg K in the chat. Shout out to Greg, longtime listener. He says it's up to 6 on DK right now.
I think if you're picking Loyola Chicago here, you wait until this is like a Lemoyne situation, but actually, like if you think Loyola Chicago is going to cover, I would wait to bet this game. I think the line's only going to rise because the public's going to jump on FAU.
I'm going to wait and I'm going to take Loyola and I'm going to bet it. I need action.
And,
all right.
And by the way, TCE is going to be in the building at the Barstool Invitational. We have media credentials there. Guys, thank you all for the preseason / beginning of the season boost. We just hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's a huge milestone for us. We appreciate it. And we want to do something kind of fun here. Yeah, I like that. I don't have a drink with me, but
yeah, everyone go to Venmo and send us $500 each. No, I'm fucking around. That's kind of fun for us. But anyway, continue.
I'll be live tweeting some stuff from the TCE account or TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. Because we hit 5,000, it was only because of you guys. We'd like your input. I'll be in press conferences tomorrow. Florida Atlantic, Loyola Chicago, Arizona State, Mississippi State. At TCE on SGPN on Twitter. Send us a question that you'd like us to ask. I'll pick out some of the best ones. And if I get the opportunity, we'll quote tweet the question with the video of the answer. How's that?
Well, when Arizona State loses, I think you should ask the question, Bobby Hurley, how do you still have a job?
Oh, no.
Just curious. Noah Bieniek from the college basketball experience.
They went to the NCAA tournament last year. Let's give him
that will be his answer. We went to the tournament last year. I don't know if you guys caught this. My brother won a national championship. All right, that counts. I taught him everything he knew.
He was there. He was on the side. Like he was basically on the sideline.
I remember. Yeah. That's awesome though, folks. Hit him up. Let's do this. Hit up Noah. We'll answer some of your questions. And obviously, if you're in the Chicago area, by Noah, take Noah to what's that place in Chicago where like that woman just yells at you the whole time? You're like ordering a fucking hot dog.
I don't
You're
know.
ordering a hot dog and she's just yelling. Chicago's a great city. Absolutely.
Wrigley Field.
Oh, dude, you go to this place, you get like a hot dog and she's telling you what a piece of shit you are. It's fantastic. She's, I don't remember. Folks, the chat, help me out here.
All I know is I'm driving in tomorrow. I'm going to get there around an hour and a half before. I'm going to see John Ginder, aka Gindy, who's part of the Fantasy Football Podcast. And I believe Cameron Kerr is going to be there as well. So I'll be meeting up with those guys. before the show, or before the games, which is the show. After the games, or actually technically during the games, hit me up. I'll buy you a beer, buy you a drink at the stadium. But also after the games, I'm going to be asking the SID where I can record live, because I'll be on the show here talking about the games from what happened tomorrow. And if we're in the arena area and you're allowed, we might be able to get you on stream. Might. That's not
There
a
we
promise.
go. There you go. Permission to wear a clip on, by the way.
Don't forget the LeBaron too down there, Noah. Get that LeBaron down there. Fill up that tank, baby.
You don't know if you want to drop the top in Chicago, but I mean, Portillo's. No, Portillo's is great though. I've been there. Wiener Circle. That might be it. I don't fucking know. I've done a bunch of stand up in Chicago. I just can't remember the names of this shit. On North Clark Street. He knows. And hey. Greg K says, sounds like a vacation with the wife.
hey, Colby, on a serious note, we're going to be the only two that are on fucking Loyola Chicago tomorrow with FAU coming off the Final Four. This is what we do. This is our kind of game. Courtney Love's back. Oh, sharp. Yeah, college basketball, baby.
Razor sharp. Let's go. Robert, we talked about the Syracuse game earlier. Go jump on that about 10 minutes ago. Let's move along to, man, I think I might be able to bet. You could talk me into betting this one too. Troy is taking on the Ohio Bobcats, getting 10 points. It's too much. I think Ohio's better, but 10? I know Troy lost a lot though. I know I was bullish on Ohio in the MAC preview, but 10 is a big fucking number. Give me Troy plus 10. Ohio wins the game. I could be talked into locking this up. Mac, what are you doing here?
I am on the other side, actually. And this is going to be one of my 5 plays that a team played on Monday night. They got to travel to a team that hasn't played a game yet. Fresher team going on the road. The other team's better, laying points. I'm locking up the Bobcats, who are always great at home, against Troy on short rest. Give me the Bobcats. Lay it. Let's go. Lock it up.
Moneyline Mac, locking up the Bobcats. All right. I was going to ask him to help me out a little bit here. You know, it's early in the year.
Season opener, baby, at the Convocation Center.
It's early in the year. Where the hell is...
Battle, baby.
Let's fucking battle. Give me the Troy Trojans plus 10. Let's go. Troy was solid. Give me the points. Let's go. It feels good to battle. It feels fucking good to battle. Western Illinois, the Leathernecks. They're getting 17.5 in Dallas. Take it on SMU. I took the Leathernecks money line game 1, didn't hit. 17.5 is a big ass. Who the hell is SMU to lay 17.5? Give me the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's same, man. I mean, SMU barely beats. I mean, not barely. They beat Southwest Assemblies of God. So don't forget your rosary at that game. I'm taking the points, man. The Leathernecks, I mean, they should have won that game outright. This actually is potential lock, but I'm going to stay away on this one. Maybe we're walking. This line kind of reeks, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah,
it really does.
I'll just take the points. I'm not going to lock this.
Is it 19 at some books?
God damn, what? Yeah, I steer clear.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Bucknell, maybe they got in a gunfight like New Mexico State or something. We don't know what's going on there.
Bucknell is getting 14.5 in Philadelphia against the Penn Quakers. This is a 5-point game the last time they played. Man, I could be talked into a fucking lock here, man. Yes. 14.5?
Yeah. Thou shalt not lay more than 10 points with the fucking Ivy League school.
Yes.
Lock that up. Let's go Bucknell.
Okay. Bison. I know, look, the Bison, they're 0-1. They did get worked by Delaware. No, I'm still taking it. Give me the 14.5. I think that's a good play. I'm worried maybe they're worse than we realize, but I think Delaware's all right.
I mean, Penn beat John Jay, so I mean, we don't know much about him.
Lipscomb is heading into Des Moines to take on Drake. Lipscomb looked like shit against the Shockers of Wichita State. Drake's laying 13.5. Give me the points. Drake wins by 10, 12, something like that. What are you doing here?
Yeah, this is number 2 of 5. Lock up Drake, home opener. Excited. They got all that team coming back. They're going to put it on Lipscomb.
Moneyline Maxon, ride with the Bulldogs. Texas A&M Commerce is heading to Lubbock. Texas Tech's laying 22.5. I could do this. I could do this one.
Texas Tech home opener against a team that just got drilled. Less than 48 hours.
I'll join you. I'll join you on this one. Let's go. Let's go. Lay the 22.5 with the Red Raiders. Let's go. Arizona State, Mississippi State. Chicago, Illinois. Noah Bieniek in clip on, tie, high waters, everything, right? You know, they played 5 years ago. Arizona State won by 5 against Ben Howland's bunch. Mississippi State, I'm laying the 4. I'm a Chris Jans guy at the end of the day. Now, the thing is that they're ugly. Their offense is ugly as fuck. But and that scares me. I'm still laying the 4.5. Hoping some free throws at the end of the game because I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points, but I don't love this. I think New Mexico State's going to win, like you said, but it's hard for me to lay
Mississippi State. Yeah.
It's hard. What'd I say?
New Mexico State. Jans' old stop.
Jans was at New Mexico. Sorry. It's hard to lay more than a possession with Mississippi State. I got him ingrained in my mind that he's in New Mexico State Aggie, but I'm gonna take the points.
Prairie View is catching a big number. I mean, they were my darling last year. I made a lot of money on Prairie View. They're catching 17.5 in Seattle against the Red Forest or whatever the fuck they're called now. Seattle did whoop their ass the last time they played. This is at the Crack House. First game at the Crack House.
Yeah.
Give me the points. Not gonna lock it because I know PV lost a lot. What are you doing here?
This is another one. Prairie View just played. They got to go on short rest out to the Crack House. Give me Seattle, lay it and lock it. Let's go. They were good at home last year too.
The Crack House will be rocking.
Climate change.
Bring your syringe. Yeah, I mean, PV is going to cover. I'm taking PV. I'm not betting it. I'm just taking PV. They're going to cover. Utah Tech heading to Santa Clara. Utah Tech. This is one I'm going to get in on. Lay the 11 with Santa Clara. The Bronx are going to get it done against Utah Tech. Lock it up. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna lay it, but I'm not gonna lock it. I got to see this Santa Clara team. They lost everybody, but
Utah Tech lost everybody, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Santa Clara just because they changed their stupid ass name from Dixie State. I love Dixie State.
Yeah, it was great.
Southern, actually, I'll join you.
Ah, there we go.
Let's go. You talk.
Little Herb Sendek love. Let's go.
Yeah.
The Bronx minus 11.5, or no, 11, flat 11 at the Levy Center. Next up, the Southern Jaguars are heading to Vegas. Man, they're catching 19.5 points. I'm going to take the points. I feel like UNLV will win, but that's a big fucking number. I mean, last year was a 10-point game.
Yep.
UNLV won by 10. Give me the Jags with the points. What are you doing here?
So this is my final situational play, and I don't like it, but I got to play it. Let's go Vegas, lock it up. Home opener against a team that's traveling.
You're a fucking maniac. Mac, locking up the Running Rebels. Anderson Hunt's not walking through that door, buddy. You want to lock? I'm going to give you a good lock. Mo Williams and Jackson State. They're going to beat Steve Lavin in San Diego tomorrow. So when I see Lavin as a 1.5 point favorite, the better team is the road team. That place ain't lit. Jackson State money line play. Don't even play the 1.5. Play it on the money line. Let's go. You coming?
Yes, and I'm glad San Diego played a game, so I didn't have to just stick with my system on this one. Let's go. I'll join you. Oh, no, Bieniek.
We're triple locking the Jackson State Tigers. They actually looked kind of good against Memphis.
Dude, they're talented. They're talented,
San Diego
man.
loses a shitload. We like Jackson State in the SWAC preview. I'm taking Jackson State here.
Now we are fucking talking. Triple lock. Fantastic stuff. That's our slate, folks. That's our fucking slate right there. Buckle up for Friday. All right. I mean, tomorrow's a little bit better, but Friday, I mean, the Thursday night show into Friday, incredible. Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience wherever podcasts can be found. What are you guys doing? I see the chat with 120 people in this fucking place. Can you like the video, please? All right. Also, if you can go to YouTube, subscribe, or to iTunes and give us a 5-star review, would be helpful. You know what I mean? And yeah, we appreciate you. It's very fun coming to work here and seeing everyone in there cracking jokes and having a good old blast. Make sure you give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Remember, he'll be in Chicago, so go out and buy the guy a fucking bratwurst or something. I don't know. All right. Also, Moneyline Mac. He's a systems guy. He's got a system play all in order. I can't wait to I can't wait till tomorrow night so I could shit on him for some of those plays. All right.
Go, Vegas.
Give him a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. He also is the host of the Big 12 Experience and the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. And by the way, Noah also hosts the College Baseball Experience. Check out that as well. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Give me a follow or whatever the fuck. I really don't give a shit if you follow me or not. I'm going to be honest. All right. If you feel like follow me. All right. If not, I don't give a shit. All right. But anyway, have a wonderful night. How about this? Follow the College Basketball Experience at TCE on SGPN. Follow that. All right. And yeah, get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. And yeah, subscribe to our other shows. College Football Experience. I got a Database Top 25 episode coming out tomorrow morning. I have after that. We got a bunch of shows we're doing tomorrow. We got a week 11 preview and picks for college football. Just dropped an FCS show. Remember, I host the FCS College Football Experience. Check out that as well as the Road to Frisco continues on. And yeah, we got a bunch of other shows planned coming. So let's go. Shout out to Greg. Hey, that's just the Basil Hayden talking. All right. It's the Basil Hayden talking. I can't fucking talk. Let's get the fuck out of here. Folks, appreciate you. Get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. And until tomorrow, this is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are, where the hell's my song? Out of here.
You get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mother for 106 apart. Guzzle your liquor while I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dawg. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Biters are quick to cross. Fishy, you on a dick to lie. Piss you off, it goes tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all. Good thing you got the market cornered. Kids and malls, grip the red carpet as you slip and fall off. Another career spear, thanks for trying tough luck. You get an A for effort and an F for shut the fuck up. Here's a hint, put down the mic, you catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them, so when you see him, you got a good reason to look, catch a glimpse.